did I ever tell you the email Imus sent me? I don't know if I did. So I think people know that me and Imus were definitely friendly.
He really loved you.
Yeah.
He loved both you guys, but he
Yeah.
really had a fondness for you because he knew that you were a radio student.
Yeah.
And you knew why he was as significant as he was, why he was as important as he was. So
whenever he was in a bit of trouble, I always wrote him to make sure he's all right. And I forgot which one. I wrote him a little note, that was very, very heartfelt.
Mm-hmm.
And he writes me back. He goes, back at WNBC, Howard Stern used to pick his nose and eat it. That's what he sends back after my heartfelt email about the situation he was in. I'm like, Carl, who's no longer with us, one of my dear, dear friends, I told him that story. We laughed all afternoon. We just kept coming back to this. He's like, wait, so he didn't write anything else? He didn't write anything else? I'm like, no, all he wrote was back at NBC, Howard Stern used to pick his nose and eat it.
Next thing you know, I get an email from Imus. Say, hey, just let me know what I can do or whatever, right?
It's awesome.
So I write him a relatively short email, but with the basics of what happened.
You were like this, and then.
You go old school typewriter. And I might have mentioned Howard in there a little bit because I got amazing.
And then Howard, and then you would have let me in the hallway.
All of a sudden I get this email back. I swear to you, it said, back in the 80s at NBC, we caught Howard Stern picking his nose and eating it.
Shut the fuck up.
That's all he wrote after
That was it.
That's after I spilled my guts. About, I lost my job. This and that. And he goes, yeah, back in the 80s at NBC, we caught him picking his nose and eating it. And that was the whole email. Signed Imus. It's perfect.
There was nothing else in the email.
Nothing. I'm thinking, oh, well, hang in there, kid. You'll be okay. All that horse shit.
Nothing.
That's all he said. Back in the 80s at NBC, we caught him picking his nose and eating it.
But that was so him. It was just always so disarming.